90-Day Fiancé has always taken the audience on emotional roller coasters as international couples navigate their relationship, cultural differences, and the ticking clock of the K-1 visa. Season 11 features 6 such couples and a throuple, but Gregory Chilik, aka Greg, and Joan Khrushchev stood out due to their unique journey. Their love story began thousands of miles away in Uganda when the Long Island native met the fiercely independent Joan during a vacation. What started as a fun connection soon became a life-altering romance as they decided to take the next step in their relationship. However, problems arose when Joan arrived in Greg's home country, and the reality clashed with what she had hoped for. Gregory Chilik, aka Greg, first met Joan Khrushchev within just an hour and a half of landing in Uganda. Despite not talking much during their initial encounter, there was something about her that lingered in his mind. Unbeknownst to him, Joan shared the same feelings. A year and a half later, Greg suddenly received a friend request from her on social media. That's where they really connected, and before long, he was on his second trip to Uganda with a ring in his pocket. He proposed to Joan on her birthday, and to his absolute delight, she said yes. With dreams of starting a new life together, Joan made the difficult decision to move to Greg's home country. However, when she arrived, she was stunned to discover that he still lived with his mother, Lucille, and was completely dependent on her. Joan had always imagined building a stable and independent life with him, but he had seemingly passed up on several job opportunities. As time progressed, their living situation continued to grow tense. Although Greg's mother meant well, Joan often found herself clashing with her. At one point, Joan gave Greg an ultimatum to begin arranging funds to buy a house within 6 months. However, he grew nervous because he knew that the period was too short to do so. Despite the early hurdles, the duo continued moving forward in their connection with trust and determination. As they adjusted to the realities of their new life, Joan pushed Greg to become more self-reliant and begin taking control of their future. Despite their occasional differences and growing tension, Greg and Joan's bond did not end in heartbreak, but rather in something more beautiful. After months of emotional turbulence and learning to understand each other, they decided to proceed with their marriage. For a while, some of the fans speculated online that the couple might have quietly parted ways. However, the couple quickly silenced the rumors in the most romantic way possible by sharing their stunning wedding photos with the world. Greg could not contain his joy as he expressed, "I wake up every day and can't believe she's here in the US. It's truly breathtaking. We are living our own fairy tale every day." Joan shared her own feelings, stating, "We are married and building our life together. It once felt like a dream, but now it's our beautiful reality." Their special day was filled with romantic moments, like heartfelt vows and slow dances that reflected how far they have come today. In a recent post on Instagram, in June 2025, they shared a loving family photo featuring Joan, Greg, and Lucille. There was a warm smile on everyone's faces, which radiated a sense of peace and belonging that once seemed far from reach. Whether it's candid pictures from their everyday life or their joyful outing with fellow cast members in July 2025, the duo is visibly sailing through their marriage as a unit. Together, they have turned a leap of faith into a lifelong journey full of love, growth, and new beginnings. After graduating from East Islip High School, Greg has tried a handful of jobs, like a tire technician at Terry Brothers Tires and, most recently, as a freelance plumber. However, despite everything, he has never stopped baking, which is not just a hobby for him, but a passion. He had expressed to Joan his dreams of building a future around it someday. In January 2025, the reality star finally turned that dream into a reality. With determination and a dash of creativity, he launched his bakery venture, Dough Bro Bakery. Since then, Greg has successfully delighted many customers with his baking skills, especially around Easter. On the business namesake Instagram account, he proudly shares glowing reviews from his customers. Greg's official website for the bakery showcases a line of merchandise that reflects his brand and personality. It showcases items ranging from a Dough Bro logo mug to Arctic fleece blankets. Even more excitingly, He teased the arrival of fresh sourdough bread and cookies, which would soon be available for purchase. Coming to Joan, long before moving across the world, she had been working as a respected director at the Nakaho Hope for Girls Foundation in Uganda. It is a non-profit organization dedicated to uplifting and empowering young girls. Although moving across the world was a huge decision for her, her spirit of working for others did not end there. Aside from continuing to work in that position, albeit from far away, she now also assists Greg in promoting his baking venture. Joan has also started a GoFundMe fundraiser to support the foundation back in Uganda. Moreover, Joan is currently pursuing an entrepreneurial path as a crochet designer. She maintains a professional Instagram account for the same, named Joan Crockett's, where she showcases her crocheted items like bikinis, swimsuits, tops, and many more. It also serves as a platform for her to reach customers with her products. As of writing, the couple has built a dedicated fan base. While Gregory now has over 14K followers, Joan boasts more than 20K followers on Instagram. On the platform, they regularly share glimpses of their personal life. They also promote their Cameo accounts, through which they can connect with their fans via personalized messages. In their personal life, the reality stars have remained each other's biggest cheerleaders. Their love now thrives in quiet moments like lazy afternoons spent cuddling in bed, stolen kisses on their birthdays, and even spontaneous weekend trips. Whether working side by side or supporting each other's passions, Greg and Joan continue to grow together. Love knows no borders, and TLC's 90-Day Fiancé has proven that over and over again. Season 11 of the show features several new and returning couples. Among the most unexpected yet captivating ones are Mark Bessette and Mina Mack, aka Mina. Mark is a pilot from the quiet town of West Ossipee, New Hampshire. During his layover in Paris, France, on a fateful day in 2019, he crossed paths with Mina, a striking model in her 30s. He was sitting at a restaurant enjoying a casual day when they locked eyes. Gradually, their love bloomed in the city of love. After 2 years of constantly being on the move, he finally popped the question to her, and the duo got engaged. Despite the magical first meeting, Mark Bessette and Mina Mack, aka Mina's journey, was not without turbulence. From the beginning, the factor of their significant age gap loomed over their relationship. Yet, in spite of the years between them, they forged a strong bond, and their whirlwind romance moved swiftly. Just 6 months after Mark proposed to Mina, she surprised him with the life-changing news that she was pregnant. Ultimately, on July 19, 2022, in the heart of Paris, the duo welcomed their beautiful baby girl, Maria. Eventually, Mina made the difficult decision to leave her life behind in Paris and move closer to Mark in New Hampshire. However, the choice came with heartbreak since she had to leave her young son, Clayton, behind until she got married and the visa issues got sorted. When Mina arrived at Mark's home, their age gap had become a sore spot amid his family. His older daughter, Jordan, was skeptical and convinced the former's intentions were not pure. She also believed that Mina's pregnancy had been a strategy to prevent Mark from walking away. Aside from that, his friends also echoed those suspicions about his new relationship. As the season progressed, more cracks began to show. Rumors and revelations about his past relationship started rushing to the surface, challenging the trust between them. However, rather than falling apart, the duo faced all those challenges head-on, appropriately communicated, and chose to work through every conflict side by side. Mark's family eventually warmed up to Mina. Through emotional conversations, their love flourished amid everything else. After navigating the rough waters of doubt, sacrifice, and whispered suspicions, Mark and Mina finally anchored their love into a marriage. The former recalled their beautiful wedding day, stating, "Our wedding was an amazing day of sharing our love with all of our family and friends. We celebrated with everyone on a beautiful day." Mina and Mark looked stunning dancing and laughing in their wedding attire and capped it off with an amazing champagne tour around the lake in a seaplane flown by a friend. Since their dream wedding, the couple's days are filled with spontaneous getaways and spending every precious moment with their daughter, Maria. In June 2025, When Mark and Mina shared their beautiful wedding photos, the outpouring of love from the fans was immediate. In the same month, the duo jetted off to Venice, Italy, with Maria for a summer trip that seemed right out of a movie. One of the travel snapshots that Mina had shared on her Instagram stories featured Clayton, who appeared to be sitting in the back seat of the car. Although there has been no particular update on whether Clayton has reunited with his mother, one of Mark's statements from May 2025, the work to get Clayton to the USA is coming together, seemingly hints that the preparations are in order. At one point, Mina had shared how she got her green card and was allowed to visit her son in Paris. Although this situation remains unsolved, we remain hopeful that this chapter will be one of unity. Mark's professional journey began in July 1999 when he took off as a senior captain/assistant chief pilot for the Liberty Mutual Group Flight Department. In April 2007, he transitioned to TAG Aviation, where he served as a captain in their aviation department until February 2010. Following that, the reality star took on a new challenge by becoming the captain of the aviation department at Ziff Brothers Investments, a role he held until October 2015. After years of flying, he had decided to charter his own course. Hence, he launched his own venture, Bessette Aviation LLC. Since its inception, Mark has held the titles of CEO, captain, and consultant of the venture, which offers top private aviation services for clients. From January 2016 to October 2023, Mark also served as the client aviation manager at Solaris Aviation. As of writing, his Instagram, with over 15,000 followers, provides glimpses into his personal life and serves as a platform to promote his business. On the other hand, Mina has carved her own space in the digital world. During the show, she opened up about her past as an exotic dancer when she performed under the stage name of Divine. Currently, Mina has cultivated an immense fan base and boasts over 19,000 followers. Her feed provides sneak peeks into her life, filled with love, motherhood, and cozy moments. She's also active on TikTok and offers personalized messages on Cameo for her fans. Together, the couple has embraced a lifestyle that balances professional ambition with personal joy. In June 2025, Mina and Mark traveled to New York and reunited with their fellow cast members, Joan and Gregory. Besides that, the duo has always made sure to travel to multiple glamorous destinations such as Milan, Italy, Cannes, France, and even Greece over the years. Mina has wholeheartedly dedicated herself to family life, spending precious time with her daughter and her husband. Similarly, despite his busy schedule, Mark also does the same. His devotion is also quite visible towards his older son and daughter, Jack and Jordan. He never misses an opportunity to remind the world how much they mean to him. On Father's Day 2025, he penned a touching message, in part, writing, "Proudest thing I've ever done is raise these amazing kids Jordan, Jack, Clayton, and Maria, and be able to watch them grow into productive and amazing people leading their own lives.